Shalom and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is Meditation and Mindfulness with Rabbi Adam Kligfeld.
Good morning. Good morning to those who are here at Temple Beth Am in Los Angeles. Good morning to those who are joining on Zoom from several different time zones around the country. Hello to anyone who's watching on Facebook Live on my page or the synagogue's page, and hello to anyone who's listening to this on the Temple Beth Am podcast series. Here in Los Angeles, it is Friday morning. The lighting is a little weird in my office today, so I'm sorry if I feel backlit, but I'm going to assume that for most of this, your eyes are going to be closed anyway, and it shouldn't matter so much. There are many things on my mind this morning, both in general and through the prism of the Parsha. And I'm going to share one little nugget as an inspiration or as an anchor for a meditative moment. There's a very poignant scene in Parshat Vayetze that I spoke about yesterday from a different angle. Someone's trying to get in. I spoke about this yesterday from a different angle, but it always grabs my attention and my emotional attention, and that's when Jacob meets Rachel for the first time by the well, and the Torah says, Vayisad kolo vayefk, that he kissed her, and after he kisses her, he cries. It's really a raw moment for an ancient text. This is not a Jackie Collins novel, right? This is Parshat Vayetze. And he sees it for the first time, and he has a superhuman strength where he rolls the top of the well off so that everyone can drink, and then he, in a rather forward way, kisses her, and then he cries. And why does he cry? And every commentator has a theory on it, and as I said last night, none of the commentators go to like a straight romantic read, because they don't really have that language. Like, you could say he cried because he was overwhelmed with love for her. Rashi gets close to that in one of his comments on the verse, but he has to go to the metaphysical in order to make sense of it. Rashi says that why does Jacob cry? Because in that moment he was gifted with Ruach HaKodesh, with the ability to see into the future, and he saw that Rachel was going to die on the road, didn't know exactly where, but she'd be buried somewhere else, and not in Marat HaMachpelah, not in the cave of the ancestors where Abraham and Sarah are, where Jacob was destined. And we know this to this day, at least if we accept tradition, that Rachel is buried at Kever Rachel, at Rachel's tomb, near Bethlehem, which is, 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers away from Hebron, where Marat HaMachpelah was. And so he's crying because he's launching this relationship with her now, but he realizes he's not going to spend eternity with her. So the dip into the metaphysics is his tears over the time that his body and his bones will not be next to hers in the beyond world, in the netherworld. If you distill that teaching down, it's the ache of not enough time. It's the ache of knowing that however much time you're able to spend with a loved one, a friend, a partner, a parent, something which is very much on my mind right now, it's not enough. And the only thing I think that a human being can do when confronting the ache of not enough time is either accepting it, because however much time you would add would still be not enough, right? So if you're thinking, I don't have enough time with a particular parent, well, no matter how many more days or months or years that person would be gifted with life, it's not like you'd get to it enough. It's a Sisyphean threshold. So either accept it or go spend more time. Go assuage some of that ache with presence. So that's what's on my mind right now. It's on my mind for many reasons, Hamevin Yavin, but I want to invite us to go into wherever our mind takes us when it comes to that notion. So if you haven't already, if you'd like, you may close your eyes. And accept this moment. And I really mean that. Let this moment not just happen, but imagining your full self really welcoming these minutes as a needed protected, sacred chamber. You're entering something or somewhere that you didn't realize how much you need. Without even changing your breathing yet, just be attuned to it. Recognize the flow, the majesty of the automaticity, the oxygen coming in, and your body knowing just what to expel into the world. And see if you can adjust it so it's a little bit less automatic. It will happen whether you choose to do it or not. But do it with some will. Almost as if you are wielding a little bit of control over your breathing rather than your breathing controlling you. You can breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And if you want to focus on nothing else, you can hear your mind's voice say these words: I know that I am breathing in. I know that I am breathing out. Just that brings awareness and a heightened sense to your breathing. I know that I am breathing in. I know that I am breathing out. Allow a full body and full spirit sense of wellness descend upon you. It's not a mirage. It doesn't mean that everything in your life is well and easy. But right now, let wellness envelop you. Cried as he would not get forever. He cried because it would come to an end. There must be at least one person in your life, in your realm, about whom that notion is relevant or real, or poignant. Not enough time. Ending too soon. No possibility of forever. As you breathe through these moments, push yourself towards one or both of the following: acceptance with equanimity, that it must end, and investment in presence, in time together, in the only thing that can fill that cavity. Invest in that, in him, in her, in them, as much as you can. And accept that it will not go on forever. harness Yaakov's tears into presence and acceptance. can rise to the surface. That may have been a particularly open wound for some of us, given what we're confronting. But I hope it was meaningful as well. And we're going to say this closing prayer 3 times together. May we in all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we in all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we in all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. I say to you all, Shalom, Namaste, Shabbat Shalom, and good luck bringing the presence and the equanimity that we need in this short and precious life.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.